Hi, and welcome to the next video in this series about this fabulous new book, The Potent Power of Menopause. It's an incredibly diverse group of women speaking about their perspective on the inevitable phase in life that is menopause. And today I'm joined by the amazing Liana Chaouli. Did I say that right?
You did.
I have my fingers
Thank you.
crossed. The most incredible woman. She's an image therapist and she's all about empowering women from the inside out. So Liana, welcome. It's lovely to have you with us.
Hi, beautiful. Thank you so much. I love being on a screen with another silver-haired, gorgeous woman. You know, that's like one of the main things, Kate. Like we walk into a place and people go, whoa, because it already is saying so much, you know, especially in this time and age that we're in. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like a beacon of independence.
That's right. It's like, you all, you know that I'm going to tell you the truth. I am speaking the truth. So whatever it is, if you don't like to hear it, turn around and walk out.
Liana, you have a chapter in this book, and your chapter is called, and I'm going to read it out to make sure that I've got it all. Menopause, I will not pause my life for it. And I'm assuming it is menopause.
It is everything that our lives, our sensuality, our hormones, our behavior, our thought process, our willingness to have sex, not have sex, go out, not go out, look at our wrinkles, not look at our wrinkle. All of that is wrapped up in it. And it is bookended, you know, like we're little girls, then we go into puberty, and then we have this whole amazing life, and then there's menopause. And that it never really gets talked about. It never really gets unpacked. No one ever says, hi, sweetheart, come sit here on my lap when you're 8, 9, 10 years old. And let me tell you this amazing thing, this amazing journey that you're going to go on. It's going to be so much fun. Who does that? No one does that.
No.
And I wish they would have done that with us. That's what my chapter is about. You know, it's about this understanding now at 60, almost 63, where were we? Like, what was going on with us? And I mean, you and I come from a generation where our mothers didn't really talk about it. That's what my whole chapter is about. Like, I would look around and all these amazing matriarchs in my world and my life, it was like zip. It wasn't even, this is what's going to happen to you. Like kind of when you go to the dentist, that's what's going to happen to you. No one talked about it. No one talked about period. I mean, I included my journey, you know, into getting my period at 10. I started the chapter kind of that way because it's like, why don't we talk to girls? Why don't we let them know so that they don't have to step into the unknown? Why don't we have universities, sensuality universities, wisdom schools for women? And so that's my passion. And I've just tucked it into my work as an image therapist. When I say, let me undress your spirit so we can dress your body, inside of that realm, there is, you're a sensual being, you know, living in this body is an embodied action. Dressing is an embodied action, like making love, like breastfeeding. And so the more we know about this beautiful masterpiece, the more empowered we are to deal and handle those situations. Like I had rivers of Amazon running down my body. I was on stage in front of hundreds of people. And I just said, you know what, guys, this is what's here right now. So if you are seeing the showers and the rivers, it's all part of growing up. Because I didn't know what else to do. So I turned it into comedy and I turned it into lessons, and some of them were lessons and many of them were blessings. I just
Yeah,
wish it hadn't been so terribly unknown. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. I mean, I
I
was
know you
there.
do.
I was there with you with the sweating and the your makeup running down your face. And I mean, for you, that's like an issue. For me, they just look at me like a weirdo. But you know, with that sweat running down your face and you're frantically doing all this kind of stuff, and it's not changing, it's not getting any cooler, you're just getting hotter and hotter. And you're right, there are very few options, but you just you have to talk about it. But if only someone had said, this is what might happen for you.
Yeah, if only someone had given me like the lay of the land. Like my mother, now I talk to her and she didn't have any of it. I'm like, oh my God, you're so lucky. You know, no one talks about the fact that there are soothing ways of dealing with it. One of the biggest mistakes I have ever made, which was at the beginning of COVID, I gave up hormones because I thought, you know, I don't really need hormones. Oh my God, I went to the brink of disaster, you know, the edge of a cliff, literally. And I said, I'm never, ever spending another day without hormones. Like there is no education, there's no education on your body needs hormones. Food, food, when you put it in your mouth, is a hormone. It starts creating things in your brain in this amazing factory. So it's not just menopause or premenopause or whatever it is. It's your whole life is about in the balance of the hormonal structure. You know, when we go crazy and we go into puberty, we're not going crazy. We just have an influx of hormones. When we're pregnant, we have influx of hormones. When we go into menopause, it goes back, you know, this ebb and flow. And that's the piece that I'm so upset at. And now I just stopped being upset and I just started saying, you know what, I'm just going to up level. Instead of being upset, I'm going to up level. Every single woman that walks into my life and men, I will be the beacon to say, come over here, sit with me. Let's do this together. When I teach mother-daughter classes on S.T.Y.L.E, one of the things I talk about is the mothers are usually around 50. The girls are around 14, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's the perfect balance of talking about puberty and menopause.
Yeah.
And I bring them together, because we don't realize that as we walk through life, those are the major bookends. But before there's a lot happening, after there's a lot happening, nobody's talking about, hey, listen, you go through menopause, you know, you have no more estrogen, your vagina gets very dry, your whole body kind of shrivels up like a prune. Get some hormones, get what you need to do, get your lubrication going, and you can have amazing, amazing lovemaking until you're 90.
Yeah.
Who talks about that?
Not enough people.
Right. And it is so beautiful when lubrication is happening. And lubrication isn't just like a technical thing, get some coconut oil. It's in our brain, it's our hormones, it's the way we think, the chemistry that we have with other people and ourselves. So, I mean, I think it's not talked enough about. So we're talking about it now.
Yeah. So for you, it was these you had these incredible matriarchal figures, and none of them talked about it. None of them at all.
And it's to this day, it's amazing to me, because they must have gone through it while I was, you know, I had 5 aunts on my father's side, and my mother had 3 sisters. And nowhere ever did I hear the word menopause or the thing or the whatever. In Farsi, because my parents are Persian, we had a lot of words for different things. Nobody ever talked about it. I mean, literally no one. And I think that it's something in this community. We don't talk about gay, we don't talk about bisexual, we don't talk about menopause or getting your period, or we don't talk about sex, we don't talk about it's like all that's included in the it. Okay, menopause is a huge part of it, because it's basically like the end of the bookend in our lives. And the other thing nobody talks about is that when we go through menopause, or when we're in it, when we're going, as we're going, we're starting a whole new chapter of living, because we have the grace and the blessing to become older. Like, I'm planning on 104, and I'm going to have great sex, and it's going to be great. I know some people are going to watch this, they're going to go, did she just say that? Yes, I did.
Why not? Why
God.
not? We have a perception. We have this social perception that sex and intimacy ends when you get to about 45.
I have no idea where people get that, but you and I are going to debunk this. This book is going to debunk it, you know?
Indeed it is.
And we have to do it with the different threads from different women and different perspectives and different stories. And some of them are sad and others are uplifting. And even in the sadness or the disaster is where I've learned a lot, or especially in the disaster. And then the thing is that when we come out the other side, I mean, I'm still in it. I had hot flashes this morning, and I noticed that when I have them, it's because I haven't slept enough, or, you know, it's like this journey is making me listen to my body. My body is going, hello, I'm here. What the hell? Why don't you take care of me? You know, like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of like, yeah.
So that none of your symptoms stand in isolation. They're this amazing web of connectedness. So if one thing gets out of whack, then everything else is affected.
Yes, absolutely. You can have a bad day. You can have a conversation with a friend that brings you down, and suddenly you don't sleep, and that sets off a whole domino effect. So for all of you who are watching this, you're listening, if you're premenopausal or menopausal, even if you're an 18-year-old girl and you're watching this, from both of us, from Kate and I, know that this can be an amazing journey. The more you educate yourself, the more you ask questions, the more curious you are, keep the pathways of conversations and curiosity open. The only way you are going to learn about your body is not by somebody else coming and knocking on your door and telling you, is it's going to start emanating from you. So ask questions, you know, go to people, say, what was your experience? Read this book, give this book to other people. They don't have to be women in menopause. Get this book and give it to every single woman in your life, because it will prepare you. This isn't something that you want to wait till you're 40 or 30. God, I would like to go and talk to girls who are going through puberty and set them up for success for their future. And so bringing women and young women and girls to the conversation, I think, as wisdom mentors is our job. So for those of you who are watching this, make sure you connect with us, ask questions, read the chapters, connect with all of us. We're all on social media. We want to hear your questions, because we are a stand for your success. We want you to have a better experience than we had. And it doesn't have to be with the suffering that we've been going through. It doesn't have to be like that for you.
And I think that is the most perfect sentiment to end this video. Liana, thank you so much. And I'd just like to point out, she looks absolutely gorgeous. And every time I've seen her, she equally looks absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
So, Liana, thank you. And please subscribe. Please ensure that you do that so that you get every single episode as it goes live. And don't forget, our book, The Potent Power of Menopause, is available from the 11th of May. And I will see you soon.